Good morning, Texoma, and thanks for joining us for Inside Texoma. I'm Ashley Fitzwater. This morning, quite a special treat. Tomorrow, of course, Halloween, and today we're talking about News Channel 6 Safe Kids Halloween. It's a free event for your entire family. We're going to talk about everything from the business aspect and those who volunteer their time to take part, even the setup and the history of how it all got started. Joining me now to talk about just that is Assistant Operations Manager here at News Channel 6, Stacy Gear. And Stacy, thank you so much for taking time. I know she's been so busy planning all of this, so we appreciate you taking time to chat with everyone at home and let them know how this all comes together. But we want to start with the history of Safe Kids Halloween. How long has this been going on? And if you know a little bit about how it got started, what can you tell us?
This is actually the 16th year that we've done the event. I think it's kind of grown a little bit every year. I've only been the coordinator for the past 3 years, but the year I started, we had like 16 businesses participating. Now we have 27 this year so far, and we're still growing at this point. I'm not really sure how it started, but the point of it is to, make a safe event for the children to come to and really be there for the community. That's something that has always been important to us, and now more than ever to be out there for the community and give back. So that's really the point of this event. You
hear so much, about parents worrying nowadays. What house do you go to? How do you know that one's safe? How do you know the candy you're getting is safe? Or, maybe others in the neighborhood. So there's so many concerns when you're going door to door, and this way, kiddos, they're still going door to door, right? I mean, if someone's never been to Safe Kids, what can they expect? When you walk in, what happens? Because we're hearing it's at a hotel, but what happens?
Okay, when you walk in the door, there's an archway that will take you down a hallway. And once you go into the hallway, there's a door on the left, so far down the hallway, and then another and another. It's just like going from house to house to house, but in a climate-controlled environment with businesses that you can trust the candy from. So it's a really safe environment for the kids, but it's completely decked out in Halloween decorations. So it's an amazing thing for them. I mean, they walk in the door and their eyes just light up because of all the decorations in here. It doesn't even look like a hotel when we're finished with it.
It definitely does, and I have to say they do an amazing job. Something else that should ease parents' minds if, you're thinking, oh, it's a huge hotel, what if my kids get separated? But it's roped off. I mean, you're not able to just kind of wander around or anything.
Right. We take caution tape and rope off the hallways, and there's actually kind of a block so they can't get out of the hallway in the first two halls. But it's completely roped off so they can't get near the pool or any place that would be dangerous for them. And that way we have people stationed along the hallways as well to get them navigated where they need to go to keep them, from wandering off, so parents don't have to worry about what if my kid wanders off.
Sure. And it's something, though, we encourage, the entire family to walk through it with them and come. I know we were talking, a lot about grandparents, family members, aunts, uncles, cousins, all coming together.
Yeah, this isn't just a thing that's fun for the kids. It's fun for the entire family. We've had families come through with the theme of costumes like, Dad is Luigi and Mom's the princess. So it's really fun for everyone. And, the adults get to dress up too and, go through and see people that, they see on TV or, businesses that they do business with. So it's really fun for the whole family, not just for the kids.
Absolutely. And I know you talked about dressing up, and something I know everyone here at News Channel 6 always gets excited about too. So talk about the costumes. You are going to see a lot of people dressed up, not just the kids. We encourage everyone to come if you're comfortable with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know we have a blast with the costumes. We have people here that have been planning since, November 1st of last year what their costume's going to be. And there's a lot of different costumes that come through there. We have ninjas, fairies, then more inventive things like storybook characters, or we've seen one that was an operations board, like an operations game.
Oh, wow.
We saw cotton balls. I mean, you name it, we've seen it. But, it's really exciting to see what the new costume is, because there's always one that everybody has.
That is so true.
And it's changed so much over the years, so it's really exciting to see what the new costumes are going to be.
Has there been a favorite one that stood out in your mind?
There was a kid a couple years ago in a UPS costume, and this kid was just adorable. He was probably 3 or 4, and he was carrying a box. That was what his, basket was for the candy, but the box was almost as big as he was, so it was just completely adorable.
He's like loaded up with candy, right? He learned how to get home with a big basket of candy. So
absolutely. It was
very
great.
Smart on his part. Well, kind of just talking about setup and preparations, You know, this isn't something that you've just been working on for a week or two. How long has this been going on?
We start the planning in June or July. We start going through ideas like what do we want to do to make it better? You know, what worked last year, what didn't, so we can make sure that we avoid whatever mistakes we might have made in the past and do whatever we can to make it bigger and better this year. So we start with, you know, ideas then, and usually by August we're calling sponsors to try and get people for rooms, but a lot of the time people will actually call us and want to do it. You know, we have those sponsors that are here year-round or every year, BACA and a lot of the organizations. But we also have new businesses every year. We have Scrapbook and Such this year. This is a new one. So, you know, we want to get the new businesses, but we also want to keep the ones we have.
Sure.
It's always about making it bigger. We would love to be able to do, you know, not just the first floor, but maybe the second floor and then the third floor. Anything we can do to make this event better for the kids.
That would definitely be a cool thing, huh? The entire hotel just full of
it'd be amazing.
Rooms for kiddos to go trick-or-treating at. So, and I know the Howard Johnson, we're going to hear from them a little later in the show. And, you know, again, that's where it's taking place, at the Howard Johnson. This is all on Halloween night, too. So, anything else that you can tell us? You talked a little bit about the climate control, and I think that's something very important, especially with Texoma weather. You never know if it's going to be cold, hot, raining. So,
right.
How is that important?
Well, what we do is there are a couple of big ballrooms in the hotel that if it's raining, snowing, we've had it all, they will actually put the lines in those rooms and then pull them through that way so they don't have to stand outside in the harsh climate. Hopefully it's not going to rain this year, but you know, we're always prepared if it does. So the event starts on Monday at 6 o'clock for the general public and 5:30 for special needs kids. We're going to go till about 8:30, but you know, if we have kids still lined up, we'll stay open until they're all through.
And that's important to note. So if you're in that line and it's 8:30, because sometimes those lines get long. I mean, that's something to mention, but they go so fast. You know, we want to encourage people, if you drive up and you see those long lines, they do go fast, right?
Yeah, they really do. We have people at the door that kind of, you know, they bring a crowd through and then they'll stop for a minute, but we're really good about getting them through really quick so they don't have to stand outside, you know, for an hour because, you know, kids are going to get bored and we don't want that to happen. So we do our best of getting them through really quick and make it just an amazing, fun time for the kids.
What are you looking forward to the most this year?
You know, the costumes are always great, but I think the biggest thing for me is when the kids walk in the door, just seeing their face, how amazed they are at all the decorations and how just transformed it is from a normal hotel.
Sure.
That's the thing that makes it just so amazing for me. It's just the look on their face when they walk in and they're just amazed.
And that's a lot of planning on your part. So that's your moment, you know, and everyone else's part when they've been working so hard to see it all pay off. So I know that's always something so exciting. And, you know, we love being able to just talk to people. And, you know, what about parents? Have you heard from parents, you know, as they've come through with their little ones, like, we just appreciate this, we enjoy coming to this? Have you ever heard feedback?
Yeah, I have heard some, you know, and the parents going through, they're like, wow, that's really cool. Or, you know, they have a blast with their kids. You can tell that they're having fun too. And that's what it's all about. It's a family event that's safe for the kids and just great for the community.
Absolutely. And it all kicks off on Monday, tomorrow, Halloween. So we definitely hope to see you out there. Safe Kids Halloween. Stacy, thank you so much for being here to share, you know, the inside look at how it all comes together. We're going to have much more, including some from a few that you just might recognize about their favorite memories. That's coming up right after the break here on Inside Texoma. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Joining me now, of course, a few of our very own News Channel 6 team members here to talk about Safe Kids Halloween. And joining me now, Chris Horgan, Skywarn 6 forecaster John Cameron, and General Manager Mike Taylor. I appreciate all of you taking time out of your days to be here and let everyone at home know a little bit of inside scene, I guess, about this upcoming Safe Kids Halloween. And just kind of starting with the very beginning, the very basics here, how long have you been taking part in Safe Kids, and what's maybe a favorite memory or two that you have?
And it's been going 16 years, and I think I've been to every single one of them. And I'll tell you, I think my most fond memory was we had a TV set up in the room, in the Channel 6 room, which is always the very first one, and it had these pumpkin heads and I was one of the pumpkin heads, and we used to talk to the kids, and I would watch those kids kind of be startled and freak out that there was a pumpkin talking to them. So that was a lot of fun to do. But Safe Kids is such a fun event. It's so great. I don't have children, so I live vicariously through other people's children, and Safe Kids is one of those events that I look forward to every single year.
And I know, you know, this is something too, just really quickly, that we talked a little bit about with Stacy, you know, just the block before here about dressing up, and you know, you always dress up too, Chris. It's always exciting to see what the costume's going to be. So is that fun to do?
Yeah, it is, because I don't go trick or treat ever. So, you know, I got to work. So, but it is, yeah, trying to figure out what I'm going to be. There's been several times I've wanted to go as a newsman because it was easy. But no, that is always a challenge to try and come up with something different, something new, because it's on TV too. I'm often out there live for the 5 and 6 o'clock as we promote it. So yeah, it's always a challenge to try and figure out what I'm going to wear.
But kind of fun, you know, be able to dress up, and you're getting paid to dress up that day and have a good time and talk to kids and pass out candy. So you can't beat that day of work. John, just a little bit from you. How long have you been taking part, and what do you look forward to and enjoy?
This will be my 13th Safe Kids Halloween, and I have a 13-year-old daughter.
Oh, wow.
So she's kind of grown up
Yes.
with it. Yeah, and she's been to quite a few. And one thing that really stands out is, you know, when you try to explain to your children going for the first time what exactly we're doing, you know, we're going to a hotel to have Halloween, what's that all about? But I took her in, and she didn't see what she was expecting. She was just expecting to see some, you know, mundane hotel situation, but it was decorated. It was maybe just slightly spooky, not frightening or scary, but it was truly in the Halloween spirit. So she went from door to door, and people would be in costume, and it was so much bigger than what she was expecting it to be, and really very special. And of course, I've got a 9-year-old boy now, and he sampled it a couple times. It's truly fascinating, and really the peace of mind knowing that, you know, the kids aren't wandering through traffic, and they're not having to worry about the skies above. No guarantee it's going to be warm on October days, so Halloween night, I should say. So it's wonderful.
Can show off those costumes.
Absolutely,
not have to worry about the weather.
Don't have to worry about putting a coat on.
Yes, just show them off. That's the way to do it. Well, Mr. Taylor, you know, first I'd like you to kind of start with one of your favorite memories. I know a couple of years you've been taking part in this as well.
So this will be my second time around. You know, I kind of came down. I got down here late, and so I got into the 1st October one last year, and you know, I really didn't have I really wasn't in the spirit of the thing because I really didn't know what it was all about. When I got down there, you know, I get to this hotel, and there's a line that goes around the hotel, and it's all the way back, and you know, and so I go in there, and I'm looking at all of the folks, and you know, there's all sorts of companies that are there, you know, and they all have their candy, and all of their employees are real excited about the event, and then there's our group of folks. And you know, they've been working at it all day, and they've been planning it for a couple of months, and so they're all excited about it, you know. And then you go around and you look at all of the faces of all of the kids that are in the not only in the hotel, but all those ones that are willing to stand out there and wait for 40 minutes or 50 minutes or an hour before they can actually get in and go through. And you know, they're all excited, and the parents are all excited, and the parents are going, you know, this is a long wait, and this is a lot of different things, but you know, they're all willing to make the sacrifice to be out there and to be part of that experience for their kids. And it's just really great. I mean, I just really enjoy that. You know, I've got 4 kids and 5 grandchildren, and for me, you know, it's a big event because I just get the opportunity to look at those faces and those, you know, those happy kids, you know, and we all go through different stages in our lives. I mean, you know how it is when you struggle with, sometimes you have to struggle with income, and we all have family problems, and we all have this, and we all have that, and there's all sorts of things hitting us in the face on a daily basis. But this is one time, one evening, you know, when you're only focused on the one thing, and that's really getting that candy for those kids and making sure that they have a good time. And that's what I think I enjoy about it more than anything else.
And that's a great focus. And you know, something important, it's free. It's all free, and you know, like you said, all you got to do is wait in line and come through and hold out your bag, get ready for some candy.
I'll tell you what, I think Channel 6 has gotten a lot better through the years, through these 16 years that we've been doing this, at getting people in and out. I seem to recall there were years in the past where we really struggled to get as many people as we got through, and we're talking thousands of people that come through there. So we've gotten to the point now where they're organized enough, they've got an idea of how many people we can get through and start at one time. So you're outside, then you're in, and once you're in, you're going through the line. And that's something that I think everybody's really gotten good at over the last several years, is really getting those people through as fast as we can, so you're not waiting that long.
Absolutely. Something else, you know, I kind of wanted to let everyone at home know is why Channel 6 continues to do this. You know, it is a free event, basically, how we're talking about for the public to come out to, and it does take a lot of work and a lot of time to put together. Stacey was telling us they've been planning this for months before. You know, you think maybe just weeks or days,
Right.
but no, it's been months. So why is it so important for Channel 6 to continue this tradition year after year?
Well, from my standpoint, I think it's important that we be part of the community. I mean, you know, after all, I know that we are part of the community in the sense that we're there, that we're reporting the news, that we're covering the weather, that we're doing all those kinds of things. But I think it's important that we're seen as people who want to be in the community and of the community. I mean, all of our employees are people that live in North Texas or in a couple of cases in Southwest Oklahoma, and you know, they come down here, they work their 8-hour shift, they do all those kinds of things, but this is kind of our opportunity to kind of give back to the community, to be part of it. Not only that, but for me, I just have a lot of satisfaction in seeing those kids' faces, you know, the one night of the year when they can act, you know, when they're really the focus.
Sure.
You know, that's sort of what it's all about for me, and I think that's what it's all about for all of us. We just enjoy having the opportunity to kind of give back to the community that we serve, because we get a lot of satisfaction out of the things that the community does for us. You know, I read all these great comments on Facebook and Twitter, and you know, the emails that I get from people about the things that we do, and it's really, I enjoy that part. But that's kind of like our business. That's what we do on a daily basis. This is kind of above and beyond that, and that's what I think I like about it.
Absolutely. Any last thoughts, just kind of maybe to people who are new in the community or new parents this year, to really encourage them to come out this year?
I'd say it's one of the best things. I mean, obviously for the dollar, you can't beat it because
Sure.
it is free, but it's a lot of fun. It's a great time. I mean, the atmosphere, the decorations that go up, they do such a great job, and all the businesses that get rooms that give out candy also do a great job in getting everything together. So it's it's a sight to see is what it is.
Absolutely. John, any last thoughts?
You don't have to worry about the weather. You don't have to worry about the kids, you know, walking down the street with distracted drivers on the roads. You don't have to worry about the source of the candy.
Absolutely. That's a great point. You know, as parents, grandparents, we
Right.
all know that
Absolutely
looking
right.
out for these kiddos, #1 thing. So thank you so much for taking time to be here. I know everyone at home appreciates it as well, and we all look forward to seeing you. Safe Kids Halloween. We hope to see you then, and of course we're going to be speaking with some of the businesses, as we mentioned, who take part and make this all come together after the break right here on Inside Texoma.